Welcome back to another edition of The Catch Up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. She is Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you this Tuesday afternoon?
I'm good. I feel great, and excited for today.
Yes, we got a lot to talk about, as we usually do. But before we get into it, I want to remind our audience, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And as always, if you guys have any feedback, leave them in the comments or hit us up on Twitter or Instagram. We're very accessible on this show. We like to be very user-friendly. But let's start with Bellator 250 last Thursday. Great card, main event. Gegard Mousasi is your new Bellator middleweight champion. Just an awesome fight. I really thought this one really delivered. How did you score the fight? Because I saw some people feeling like Douglas Lima might have edged it out, but I had it for Gegard. How did you score that one?
Congratulations, Mousasi, new champion, Bellator. I think he's won the 4 rounds and the 4-1. It's a great fight. He's always careful, and then he's never having trouble in the fight. It's a very careful fight. It's a great fight. Lima, I still think he's have to stay in the division. I think this can be the greatest in this division, this weight, 170 pounds. But I believe Mousasi got it.
Yeah, and I thought it was one of those fights where even though Lima lost, I thought his stock went up. He looked good in the fight. Mousasi, though, really great strategy heading in. And I just thought a really good performance for him. And we think John Salter's going to be next. We'll see what happens for Gegard, but happy to see him back in the championship spot because he's one of the best middleweights in the world. People forget that, he left the UFC on a winning streak. So the fact that he's been able to still have a lot of success has been very cool to see. We also had the UFC card on Saturday night, a fight I know that was kind of near and dear to your heart. One of the Brazilian legends in the sport, Anderson Silva, fighting in the main event. Still put on a pretty good effort for 45 years old against Uriah Hall. What did you think of the fight?
If you think about if you don't tell anybody Anderson Silva was 45 years old, you cannot tell him look into the first 2 rounds. He's doing great. And, the fight happened, he lost the fight, but he did great the first 2 rounds. And, very sad too. I got a very emotional this fight. Everybody follow Anderson Silva, his amazing career, legend in Brazil. But if you see he's 45 years old, he did great. He did great first 2 rounds. If you see the rounds, you don't think how old is him.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because leading up to the finish, Anderson was in this fight. I mean, I think he definitely won a couple of the rounds, if not one of them, but very good performance from Anderson Silva. Obviously, he loses, but here's the weird thing after the fight, right? So Anderson Silva loses. I think a lot of people were just impressed with how Silva looked. He's got a couple fights left on his contract, but Dana White says, I don't want you to fight anymore, which I understand, but at the same time, Anderson still wants to fight. Do you think there's a chance we could see him come over to Bellator? Because that would be pretty interesting.
If you think about, then I say, he's old, he's have to retire, But if he fight one guy top 10, top 10. He's supposed to fight this guy the same day I debuted in UFC. 40 years ago, I was 2016. And he's fight the same guy top 10, he did great with the guy. If you think about it, he's 45 years old. If he's, Dana White put some guys, no top 10 for fighting him, okay? And no 5 rounds, 3 rounds, for you can continue to see the legend fighting, and do what he loves to do. But for sure, he's welcome to come to Bellator. I was thinking I was supposed to fight with him in UFC when I did my first fight. Maybe this is the opportunity. You can back to Curitiba, doing a fight together, same card, and he can fight Chael Sonnen third time, and they're going to be great. He's welcome, but I believe he still can fight. He's doing great, and it doesn't matter how old he is, but he did great in the fight. He's fighting one guy top 10.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing here because it's not like Silva got finished in the first round or that he wasn't even in this fight. I mean, we don't need to name them, but we've seen fighters where you can just tell they're not at that level anymore. But Anderson is, so that's what makes it a little bit interesting. Yes, he did lose, but like I said, looked good up until the finish. So we'll see what happens. But you got me. I didn't even think of Chael Sonnen. I completely forgot about that. Imagine doing that fight again, the trilogy. That would be interesting. But Bellator not slowing down here. We had a big card last week, like we mentioned on Thursday. We've got another big card coming up here and a newcomer, Corey Anderson, the big signing, going to be taking on a legend in Melvin Manhoef. I used to love watching this guy, compete overseas, and then obviously him fighting in Strikeforce as well. What do you think of this fight? Because this is kind of like a fun matchup for Anderson's debut.
Then, for first fight is, Melvin is very dangerous fight. He's heavy KO power. And my ex-Cyborg fight him in Cage Rage. It's an amazing fight. You guys have the opportunity to go find on YouTube. Then go forward, back and forth. It's crazy. But, it's a dangerous fight, but it's a great fight. I think he's have to be very careful and work hard for this fight. You show Bellator have the heavy lightweight great division. Melvin against Corey.
I see Miesha Tate is interested in your grappling challenge that you mentioned. What'd you think of that? It's pretty cool that she saw the episode and is willing to potentially have a grappling match with you.
It's very nice. Miesha, she's a mom, going to be 2 kids, and then she can accomplish a lot of things, continue her goals. She come on back and start training for maybe compete professionally again. It's nice. I think a lot of moms, a lot of girls see this, motivate them. You can use her like example. And have a lot of promoters in Middle East or Asian would like to do one grappling fight with me. And Miesha Tate is nice. She's like to grapple too. And if you have the opportunity, it's gonna be great. When she's ready, I'm gonna be ready, working.
Yeah, no, that would be an awesome fight if it does come together. Because you guys never fought. That's the interesting thing. People forget that was the one big name that you guys it never lined up. So that would be cool if that does end up happening. We got to talk some boxing here today. What a knockout that was over the weekend, Gervonta Davis. You don't see like a clean knockout like that too often in boxing. But what did you think of the finish? That was great.
No, Gervonta did the amazing presses knockout. It's very nice. It's nice how Showtime is working too. Showtime is boxing, promoting him, his brand, and for sure he's gonna be the big star in boxing. And amazing, not just the company push him, but it's nice to do amazing inside the ring too.
Yeah, and a KO like that will definitely get you more fans because everyone saw that. I even had like my dad mention the knockout and everything, so it's cool like to see that it's extended beyond sort of our combat sports bubble. So that was really awesome as well. One of the great things about you, Cris, and I got to give you credit, is that you're always giving back, and I love the fact I just saw this the other day that you're doing this virtual run walk 5K. So I'm going to go over the details a little bit for people to give an idea, and I just want to get your thoughts on everything. But so my understanding, you can compete in this virtual run walk between November 23rd and November 30th. You, Cris Cyborg, will be doing the run on November 26th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is great. So keep that date in your calendars. Participants will receive an autograph certificate compilation signed by you in the mail. And I know the money is actually going to be helping raise money for an industrial kitchen that is actually going with to former Pride fighter Jean Silva. First off, just how cool is it being a part of this? And we're in a pandemic right now, but you're doing a virtual walk, which I think is so incredible. How fun is it to be a part of this?
Jean Silva is a very close friend of mine. I met him beginning of my career when we trained Shooterbox together, and he's fought Cage Rage, Pride. He's the amazing fights, and he's give his life for work for the server people. He's missionary, and he's moving to Portugal. I went to Portugal with him. And this time I visit, after I got the UFC title, I went over there and then visit a lot of prison, young kids under the 21, and share my life with them, and they show the belt for them, give some hope for them. And I saw Jean Silva working there. And this time he started doing work with people in the community, in the street, and the homeless are working. And then he started doing his house. But it started growing. And I was talking to him, before my fight. I said, we have to make one industrial kitchen. And they say, Cris, yes, everything is getting very small. And a lot of donations, very nice. And people help, the community help. And I say, let's do something cool for the together. And it's amazing time because it's November and it's Thanksgiving. And everybody you give thanks for what you have. And it's an amazing time. And the race together, we can race together, and the run virtual. Now we can do together, but we can do virtual run. And you can walk, you can ride a bike. It's something special to do together, It's the most special you can help someone. And for sure, you're going to change a lot of lives. And because I have the nice idea with my team to do the virtual run, you go online, you're going to be during 20, you have 7 days for try to run. You can run, ride a bike, or you make one goal. Okay, today is November 1st?
Yeah, November. I think we're November 2nd. No, actually, what is the date today? I'm losing my mind here. It's November 3rd. I've lost track
November
of the dates
3rd.
as well.
Yes.
There we go. Yes.
And then think about if November 3rd, okay, I'm gonna run the 5K. and I start to run a little bit, and you can make your goal too. You know, you can get one accomplished for yourself, and you're gonna help someone. And it's very nice. I'm very happy to be part of this. And if you guys want to know more a little bit, go to my website, CrisCyborg.com.
Yes, that's the key thing there. Go check out the website, and really no excuse, because you can run, you can participate no matter what, even if you're not the most athletic person. And I love the fact that you gave a long timeline. It's not like you have to do it on the same day as Cris. You have sort of a period of time to complete.
And then
this.
I'm gonna send the picture. I'm gonna sign the picture for you with the certificate. And you know what? It's $25. Not a lot. It's look like you buy one dinner for someone in Thanksgiving, and it's very nice. I think you guys gonna like to do. Yes, guys, I hope you guys with me this.
Yes, very cool, and love how you're giving back, Cris, and using your platform. That's always been something that you've been very good about throughout your career. All right, we got to get to our Portuguese saying of the week.
Yes.
As you know, if I go to Brazil or I go anywhere where I'm speaking Portuguese, I got to order some food, and I'm going to want to go somewhere to do that. So we're going to go with today, let's go to a restaurant. How would I say that in Portuguese? Let's go to a restaurant.
Vamos para restaurante. Restaurante.
Restaurante.
Fala, vamos para o restaurante.
Vamos para
o restaurante.
O pescadores.
De novo, vamos para o restaurante.
Restaurante.
Isso, restaurante.
Okay, good. There we go. See, I told you every week I'm getting better. So we're always working on that. We mentioned prior to this, obviously the virtual run walk, that's going to be happening. Another thing we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now on this show is the premium service with Cris Cyborg's website. So $2.99, and we got to talk about this Q&A, which we also sort of alluded to as well. So let's go over the details here. $2.99 gets you 2 private Q&A chats a week. It's every Thursday you get a free martial arts technique, and you also get 1 year you receive an autographed photo. There's just a lot of benefits to being a part of the premium service, Cris Cyborg's website. Like I said, there's a lot of free content here on the channel, which is great. But if you want to get even more, if you want to interact with Cris, Cris is very open with her fans. It's just a great way to kind of interact with her as well. And I talked about the Q&A there as well too. So Cris, just kind of let people know what they can expect on the Q&A and what sort of things you'll be doing and everything.
Okay, I think it's 2 private KUA. I think it's per month. I don't think it's a week, but I'm not sure.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's per month.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's nice because I have the group Pink Belt Fitness, and it's our only girls. And then now we have this idea. It's cool because it can be girls and men, and we can put together. We can talk. I let them talk. We make games, and they make a question for me. It's a special time. We can help each other. And I think it's a great idea, and people can know a little bit more about me, and it can help them other things, encourage them, give hope them for accomplish their goals.
There you go. Yeah, no, that's great. So just to recap, $2.99, 2 private Q&A chats a month. Don't want to say week there. Screwed that up. And obviously you get the free martial arts technique, and you get an autographed photo. Like, it's just a little bit, cup of a coffee, like you were saying last week.
Yeah.
And it gets you all these extra features here. So I know there's a lot of diehard Cyborg fans out there. It's really great value for what you're getting in return. So can't say enough good things about that. As we always do on the show, we plug your social media, but I don't think not everyone maybe knows about the Cyborg Zoo account. If you've watched the show, we've been talking about it a lot, but Cyborg Zoo on Instagram. I see that your pitbull Holly, named after Holly Holm, just received a certificate for training. Tell me about this. This is pretty cool.
Before I went to my fight for against Arlene Blanco, I dropped Holly with one guy, his trainer, dogs, and she stayed the whole week. And she's supposed to learn one thing every week and to continue practice. And she learned 10 things in 1 week. And his practice very good. And when I come back from the fight, I continue working her home 2 weeks, and we did her test. They say, man, I was really nervous about her test, because I'm not sure if she's gonna pass, but she's doing great. She's doing great with me, but a lot of distraction, everything. She's very young, and she did amazing. She did amazing. Did all the tests. It's AKC Good Citizen, AKCS, the program, and because we want to do she's service dog, and the first stop is the first thing you have to Canadian Good Citizen, and after she's gonna do the next level, and she passed the test. Very cool, and she's doing great. Holly doing great.
That's excellent. And like I mentioned, you can check out more updates on that. Cyborg Zoo on Instagram. It's easy to follow. I know there's a lot of animal lovers out there like myself. Follow the account. A lot of good updates there from Cris.
If you guys are interested too, and they live in Cali, close by, Andre, he's teaching the Holly, and you can see the Instagram. I tag him. I don't know his last name to say, but the Asian, but it's very good. And you guys, he's an amazing guy. And you guys are going to enjoy the time and be with him and maybe leave the dog there because Holly now is doing perfect.
Yes. No, that's excellent. So we'll have to check that out for sure. And that wraps up another edition of The Catch Up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. Always want to remind our audience to hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, hit that like button. We really appreciate all the feedback, all the support. This has been an awesome experience for Cris and I just every week to like we say, catch up every week, which is awesome. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Lynch on Sports on Twitter and on Instagram. And Cris, I'll give you the last word here. If you got anything you want to plug, Cris Cyborg across the board on everything.
No, thank you guys, and make sure Thursday night to have Bellator. It's gonna be a great fight, Manhoef against
Corey Anderson.
Yes, Corey Anderson, and it's gonna be a great guys. Então, see you Thursday. Continue catch up with us.